So last week we saw Namaskara. Last week we had this homework on Dvitiya Vibhakti and Tritiya Vibhakti. Yeah, all of you have done a great work. So the main thing is to understand when the Dvitiya Vibhakti needs to be used and when the Tritiya Vibhakti needs to be used. So just to recap here, Adhyapakaha Patham Pathayati. So when we have to look at the Kriyapadam, which is a verb in the sentence. Like in this, for example, in this sentence, Dvitiya Vibhakti, Kriyapadam is a Pathayati, and here it is Pathati and Likhati. So we need to identify a verb or a Kriyapadam and ask the question what or kim on that Kriyapadam. So Adhyapakaha Pathayati. Pathayati means teaching or making somebody to read something. So Adhyapaka Pathayati Prashnaha, the question is kim. So the answer will be Patha. So Patham. So that word will be in the Dvitiya Vibhakti. Right? The answer will be Patham. Similarly, Balika Pathati. Kim Pathati? What does she read? So Balika Pustakam Pathati. Chitrakaraha Chitram Likhati. Amba Gruham Gacchati. Aham Gurum Namami. Saha Vahanam Chalayati. Mata Putrim Vadati. Chhatraha Shikshikam Pruchhati. Aham Pushpam Dadami. Now here additional word is there called Mitraya. This is not necessary, but it is then added here just to indicate to whom this is being given. Pushpa is being given. Pushpa means flower. Right? And Mahila Nagaram Agachati. So she is coming to city. Nagaram Agachati. So as we know, this Gacchati and Gacchati and Agachati. So both will have a karma padam, object word in a sentence, indicating the destination of Gacchati or Agachati. Now the next section here, Tritiya Vibhakti. Let's start from this fourth sentence. Okay. So here we have Saha -- Khadati. So here Khadati is a Kriyapadam or verb. So here also we can ask Kim. If we get the answer, we can put it there. That becomes the Karma Padam, which will be in the Dvitiya Vibhakti or second case ending. But if we ask the question Kena, okay, Kena means by what, using what, then we get the answer. If we get the answer, then that we will put it in the Tritiya Vibhakti. So this indicates the instrument used to do the action. So Saha Chamasena Khadati. So this is the right. Saha chamasena khadati. Using the spoon, he is eating with the help of the spoon. Then sa hastena likhati. Then lekhakaha. Now here we have lekhani. So what should be the tritiya bhakti of lekhani? Veena?
Sorry.
So this is like nadi. Because this is strilinga shabda. Nadi shabda. It's a nadi.
Likhatena.
Nadi we have nadya.
Nadya.
So here we have lekhanya.
Lekhanya. Okay.
Lekhanya. So again you can refer to the vibhakti table, the declension tables, to understand the correct form of these words. So depending on the strilinga, pullinga, etc., vibhakti tables are there. Like so, this is a pullinga, this is a pullinga like Rama, Chamasaha, Hastaha in the first case ending, and Lekhani is like Nadi, strilinga. And what is Vimana? What is the lingam of Vimana? Anybody? What is the lingam of Vimana?
Vimanya.
Pullingam, Strilingam or Napusakalingam?
Pullingam?
Yeah, Jessica. So, anybody else want to answer?
Maybe Napumsakalinga.
Yeah.
Vimanam.
So, yeah, like Vanam, like Phalam. Yes. So,
Vimanam.
Vimanam, Napusakalingam in first case ending. However, there are many words in Sanskritam which are like could be in multiple lingam. So this Vimana is one of them. Vimana could be in Pullingam and Vimana could be in Strilingam. Napusakalingam. Meaning is the same. So this you can say it is a Pullingam if you want to say Vimana, and it could be Napusakalingam, Vimanam. Some are like that, just to use it. But in the Tritiya Vibhakti, it remains same. And, right? Whether it is Pullingam, Napusakalingam, doesn't matter. So it is Vimanena, Pita Vimanena Videsham Gacchati. With the help of this aeroplane, he goes to foreign land. Lata, Nauka, Nadim Tarati. Here, Tritiya, we know that it is Naukaya. Like we have seen, Uma, Rama, Lata, so all the Strilinga words ending in A will be having this third case ending form. Naukaya, Lataya, etc. Nauka means boat. You know that. I hope you know that, right?
Yeah.
Boat or ship. Now, about the first 4 sentences, this was additionally, so we'll cover it now anyway. So here we have Saha is there. Now, wherever there is a Saha, in a sentence, there also, for example, you take this example, first one, Mata dash dash saha gacchati. Here also we'll put the Tritiya Vibhakti actually. Now what does that mean? Mata balakena saha gacchati. So balakena saha means she is going with a boy. That doesn't mean that she is using balaka as an instrument to go in the going action. She is going with the boy. In that case, we'll put the Tritiya Vibhakti and put a saha word there. So when the action is being performed with somebody, means both are performing the same action. That means, right? Mata and Balaka, both are going. So then we can use this kind of sentence with saha, and the other one, second noun who is performing the action will be in the Tritiya Vibhakti of the third case ending. So Rama Malaya. We already know Mala becomes Malaya. So we put Rama Malaya saha agacchati. Aham mitrena saha milami. Chhatrah guruna saha pathati. Chhatra is reading or studying with whom? With Guru. Now aham mitrena saha milami. Now here milami means meeting. So here it means I am meeting with the friend. Friend is also party to that meeting. So here we should not, whenever there is a milami, we are not going to use the Dvitiya Vibhakti. So because milami is an akarmaka kriyapadam. It is an intransitive verb, milami, meeting in Sanskrit. So we use this Tritiya Vibhakti, third case ending, with saha. Aham mitrena saha milami. So how do we pronounce mitrena? Like this, right? With a cerebral na. Mitrena, not mitrena. Similarly, guruna. Guruna also gets the cerebral na. So na changes to na. So this we discussed last week, when na changes to na. So Shiva had a question like, what are the rules? We discussed some time back, and also I had sent the notes. Did you all get them? I mean, notes with a link to the notes.
Yes, thank you, Sanjeev ji.
I hope that's useful.
Very, very useful. Thank you.
You go to the notes here. Notes are here. If somebody is still curious to know where are the notes, so you go to this grammar page on this website. Okay. So the number 7 here, nat tvam tatha anuswara prayogana. You can go here and you can get this. This is the notes here. Anuswara prayoga, when this use. And that, so this is also a question, right? Ma becomes anuswara. When we should use ma and when we should use anuswara. That was also a question. This ma. And this nat, when changes na to na in a word. I think reverse it. When na changes to na in a word.
Sanjeev ji, I have a question not related to this. Is samsara or samsara, is it the same, pronounced the same as Sanskrit? with
Yes.
the anuswaram, like
Yes, Sanskrit. Sanskrit.
samsara bandhanat, samsara,
Yeah.
samsara. Okay, thank you.
So if you write samsara, samsara, so here this is first there is sam and there is sara. If you pronounce them separately with a break, then this becomes sam. So there is a ma pronunciation here. So you close the lips with the sam and then pronounce it separately sara. But when we together we pronounce them, it is samsara. So we are not closing the lips and we are not stopping at for ma. So that is just a transitional. Samsara, samsara. Similarly to Sanskrit also. Sanskrita. Same thing. So Sanskrita is also combination of sam, the sam, and then there is a kruta. Yes, kruta. So then we get Sanskrita. And this becomes half sa. This half sa comes additional here. So unless it's samsara, there is no additional sa. This is sam plus sara, samsara. But when we add sam and krita, then there is additional word comes in between. Sanskrita. It is not sankrita. Sanskrita. So if we write this in using English letters, then there is no real way to write this anuswara in English letter, right? So that is why some people sometimes use n in between, sometimes use m in between, like this.
Yeah, I was reading from English writing, so I was listening to something and I couldn't read it.
So from this, and also you know that there is no real way to write ru, that which is in the Sanskrita. This ru. So that's why we write like this r, which is not the real ru. So this is different. This is ra. So but just for the pronunciation we have to understand. So otherwise using just alphabets in English, there is no way to write it unless we resort to some transliteration. Just in the transliteration we, in one of the transliteration scheme, this ru is written as like this, and we use this for like this, something like that. Some transliteration techniques can be used. But so this what has happened is writing using this English is being in English using English letters. It is being written like this, and because many people they start with this English, they don't have knowledge of Sanskrit, and they go to this English, and then they start pronouncing it like this. Actually, that is the issue. Anyway, so they pronounce it like, actually they stop at n, the sun. They pronounce it like sun. Stop it, sansar. Okay. Like this, sansar, which is not the correct way to do it. So coming back to Tritiya Bhakti, whenever there is a saha, so Mata Balakena Saha Gacchati. So Balaka is also doing the work, Mata is also doing the same action, so both are doing the going action. And we use this Balakena and Saha. Now, in this case, in such sentences where both are performing the same action, or one, that means one is performing the action with the other person. So in that case, balakena saha like this can be used, but saha is not mandatory. Saha is not compulsory. Even if you write balakena, mata balakena gacchati, one needs to understand what exactly that sentence means. Because you know that this language is all about contextual, to just infer based on what the person is trying to say. So here, Mata balakena gacchati means obviously she is not using the balaka and then going like a vimana. She is not using it balaka as an instrument. So she is going with balaka. So that saha could be silent sometimes. It may not be written or pronounced or said, but still the sentence is correct. Rama malaya agacchati. Aham mitrena milami. Aham chhatraha guruna patati. So they are all fine. Okay. Very good. So this one, some topic we can cover. How do we say today, tomorrow, day after tomorrow, yesterday, day before yesterday? There are some words here, like on the top. Adya is used for today. Adya means today. And so Adya, I'll just write Adya means today. Now, I hope all of you are familiar or remember what is avyayam. So we know what is namapadam or noun, right? And what is kriyapadam or verb. Now, what is avyayam? Avyayam is also a noun, but it has only one fixed form. It doesn't change the form in different vibhaktis or case endings or lingam. It doesn't have actually lingam or even the vachanam or a number, ekavachanam, bahuvachanam, etc. So avyayam is essentially a fixed form it is also a noun. It's a type of noun with a fixed form. It does not change, it does not have a lingam or vachanam or vibhakti, case ending. So we have come across few avyayam words, like kutra, tatra, sarvatra, anyatra, and even when we say katham, bhavan kathamasti. So there katham is an avyayam. Katham has no different forms, so it is a noun. Bhavan kathamasti. Then that means how are you, right? So there are different many avyayams in Sanskrit language. So another one example is a cha. So like in the many shlokas, etc., you come across the cha very often. Like here, for example, right? Utsve rajadware smashane cha. Cha usually meaning and, or even eva. Eva means that itself. emphasizing something, we use eva. So these kinds of things, they are avyayam. That means non-changing. They do not change their forms in any case. But they are nouns. So like that, adya is also an avyayam. Adya just means today, and it is an avyayam. Avyaya word. Now vasaraha, you can understand. Vasaraha is easily attached to these names here, like Soma. These are the names of the 7 weekdays, 7 days in a week. So Vasaraha means actually day. Vasara means day, but usually it is not used separately, mostly. Then, but it can be used. There is no harm in using it, but you don't hear it often like that. So the question would be like, this is like a Soma Vasaraha. Somebody can read this one by one. Anyone you want to read this? 7 days.
Yes. So, Soma Vasaraha. Mangala Vasaraha. Mangala Vasaraha. Buddha Vasaraha. Guru Vasaraha. Shukra Vasaraha. Shani Vasaraha. Ravi Vasaraha.
Dhanyavadaha. So, Soma Vasara, note that these names are for each day in a week. These are named after planets mostly. Like in English also, when we say this is Soma Vasara, is a Monday. It's Monday, it's Tuesday, Wednesday. How are these named in English? Anybody has any idea? Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. What is the basis of these naming names in English? I don't know. I'm not. Some of them I know, but
some of them are also planets. Like
they come from, I think, Nordic gods, like Thor, like Thursday from Thor. I think. Not sure though about that.
Nordic what? What is Thor means?
Nordic gods, like these gods of the northern mythology, like Thor, and other typical gods of the northern Europe.
I see. Okay, got it.
While in Latin they are planets, of course, which we kept in Italian too. So we have different names of the day. They are all taken from the planets.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So here, Soma is a name of moon. So maybe Monday means moon day.
Vasara means planet, so in Sanskrit.
Vasara is a day.
Okay, Vasara means day. So day of. Okay.
Yeah. Soma Vasara. Soma is actually moon. Somaha is a pulling word. Somaha. So based on, there are other words also for moon. So actually we can replace this Soma word in Vasara with something different, which is equivalent to synonym of moon word in Sanskrit. So if you hear a different name for a day in a day of the week, don't get confused. Like, it may be confusing, but understand that they may be saying some different word for the moon for the same thing. Somavatara, they could say Chandravatara. Chandra is also a name of moon, Chandraha. So there could be a number of words like, so Chandravasara. There is also a word called Induvasara. Indu is also Chandra. Indu. So they are all names. for moons. So they could be replaced. Chandravasaraha, Induvasaraha, Somavasaraha. Like that. The next one is Mangalavasaraha. Mangala means what is that? Red planet, Mars. So this refers to Mangalavasara, day of Mars. So there again there could be a different word like Kuja. There is another word called Kuja, referring to Mangala or the Mars planet. So they could say Kujavasaraha. You can come across Kujavasara, Mangalavasara, Kujavasara, same thing. Then Buddha is another planet, Mercury. So I don't know another name for Buddha, but Buddha is common one. Buddha is Mercury, Buddhavasaraha. And similarly we have Guru Vasaraha. Guru Vasaraha means Thursday. So here also Guru, you know what is Guru means. And this Guru actually refers to planet. There is a planet is called Graha in Sanskritam. Note that this Graha is different. This is Graha, not Griha. What does Graha mean? This Graha, the second Graha, Graham. What does this mean?
Like a house or...
Yeah, house, Graham. But this Graha, where there is a Ra there, not Ra. Ra is a Graha. Graha, this is a pulling. Graha, this is a planet. So here we have Kuja Graha, this is a planet, and Buddha Graha. Then Guru is also Graha. Guru is Jupiter. So this is named after Jupiter, Guru Vasaraha. Now in Indian Purana, or what we call mythology, we don't call mythology, we call Purana. The mythology means myth, which did not happen, or it is like something myth or not true, right? But in Purana we don't call myth, they all happen long time back. So Guru Vasaraha in our Puranas, there is a character called Bruhaspati. He is a teacher of the gods. He is a teacher of the gods. So this one is named after the Guru, that Guru. Guru Vasara. Sometimes so you might hear Bruhaspati Vasaraha. It's a long name, but that is also quite common. So, like this. Yeah. Bruhaspati. I'm writing on my e-ink screen, so it may not be too smooth. Okay, Bruhaspati. So this might be called Bruhaspati Vasaraha. Then there is Shukra Vasaraha. Shukra refers to the planet Venus. So this is named after Venus. Shukra Vasaraha. There is another name for this day called Bhrugu Vasaraha. How do you read Bhrugu? Now Guru Vasara, Guru Bruhaspati, he was a teacher of gods, and Bhrugu was a teacher of demons, the opposite party of gods. So this one is named after that Bhrugu. And why is it called Shukra Venus? And because there is a connection between this Bhrigu, the teacher of demons, and that Shukra, because he was lineage. The Shukra was, and Bhrigu lineage is different. Same. That's why they are named. Then Shanivasaraha. This is named after the planet called Shani. Shani is Saturn. You all know Saturn. This is a Saturday, ascetic Saturday, Shanivasaraha. And this one is Ravivasaraha. Ravivasara, this is named after sun day. Ravi means sun. Ravihi, sun. Sunday. So simple. So here also there are many words are there for Ravi, and that is sun, and that can be replaced. Another most common you will find is Bhanu. Bhanu is also sun. That means you might find Bhanuvasaraha, Ravivasaraha, Suryavasaraha. There are a lot of words for sun, so they can also be used here. But these two are very common. Bhanuvasaraha, Ravivasaraha. Okay. So if somebody asks Adya, so how do we ask what is the day today? Adya means today. Vasaraha, that is the day we want to ask, right? Now we want to add the question word here. Adya Vasaraha. So first let's answer it now. What is the day today? Out of these 7 days, which one we should pick? What is the day today?
Shanivasara.
Adya Shanivasaraha. So that is the answer. But now we want to ask the question, Adya, what day? So now we want to introduce the question word what. Right? So
Hot.
how do we...
Hot. Kim. Hot Kim. Yeah.
What is the question word?
It's not hot, is it? You can't hear me.
You said, are you saying tat? I can't hear properly.
Yes, I'm saying tot. Is that the right word? Tot.
Okay.
Or
Yeah. Tat means that. So that is not the question word.
Yeah.
So we have different question word, like which all of them start with the ka, right? Like kaha, ka, kim.
Kim, right.
Kim, right. So I think you are trying to say Kim.
Yes, I was just saying tot Kim, but I don't.
Yes.
It should just be.
Right. Yeah, that is correct. These are related, right? Because those are both are namosakalingam. Both are neuter words. Kim and tat. Adya Vasaraha. So this we want to introduce here as a what. Right? Kim Adya Kim Vasaraha. Note that since Vasaraha is a Pullinga word, as you see here, there is a Visarga. There is a 2 dots at the end. Vasara like Rama, Krishna, like that. So this is obviously a Pullinga word here. So we want to put the Pullinga version of this Kim. Kim is a neuter version. So we want to put the Pullinga. So what is the Pullinga version of Kim now?
Kaha.
Yes. Yeah. So we put the Kaha. So the question would be Adya Kaha Vasaraha. So that is the question. Adya Kaha Vasaraha. Adya Shanivasaraha. Answer. Now, this is Adya, this word. For tomorrow, we have another word called Shvaha. So if I ask the question, Shvaha Kaha Vasaraha, instead of saying Adya, I use Shvaha here. Okay. Shvaha is also Avyam. All are Avyam. These are all Avyam. Not only Adya. though it looks like Ramah, but it is not. It does not have any other form. Like it doesn't have a practicable. Shvaha is Shvaha, just Shvaha. Shvaha kaha vasarah? What will be the answer? Shvaha. Soma. What is the answer? What is tomorrow? Shvaha means tomorrow.
रविवासरः
So today Shanivasarah, Adya Shanivasarah, Shvaha Ravivasarah. Tomorrow is Sunday. Shvaha kaha vasarah? Shvaha Ravivasarah. Similarly, Parashvaha means day after tomorrow. So we are adding para to Shvaha. That means after. Para means usually after. So Shvaha, Parashvaha is one word and it is also a Vyam. So how do we ask the question, what is day after tomorrow?
परश्वः कः वासरः
Yeah, Parashvaha. So we use Parashvaha here. Parashvaha kaha vasarah? Okay, Shiva, what is the answer? Parashvaha. What is the day after tomorrow? So Adya Shanivasarah, Shvaha Ravivasarah. So what is Parashvaha? Parashvaha kaha vasarah?
Parashah, Somvasarah.
Yes. Parashvaha Somavasarah. Good. Monday. So now, similarly, Hyaha. Hyaha is going backwards. Yesterday. Hyaha. This is, if I write it like English. Hyaha. This Hyaha. So Hyaha is also a way. Hyaha kaha vasarah. Yesterday, what was the day? Hyaha kaha vasarah. Adya Shanivasarah.
शुक्रवासरः
Hyaha Shukravasarah. Similarly, Parahyaha. Before that. Parahyaha kaha vasarah.
गुरुवासरः
Parahyaha.
परह्यः गुरुवासरः
Parahyaha Guruvasarah. Simple, right? Any question? Any doubt? Okay. Moving forward, there are three more words I'm putting here which are related to this. Adyatana. Let's start with Adyatana first. So we saw Adya. Adya kaha vasarah? Adya Shanivasarah. Now, Adya means today. Now, Adya Tana, we are adding Tana to it. That means Adya Tana means today's, of today, belonging to today. Yeah. Now, when we add this Tana, we can add Tana to this Heha also, and we can add Tana to anything also. These three examples are shown here. We can add Tana, it becomes Adya Tana, and if you add Tana to Heha, it becomes Has Tana. That Visarga here changes to Sa. So Has Tana, and similarly Shvaha becomes Shvastana. So Has Tana means of yesterday, belonging to yesterday. Shvastana, belonging to tomorrow. So when we add this Tana, then these do not remain Avyayam. They become adjective actually. They become Visheshanam or adjective to what they are describing. For example, when I say Adyatana Karakramaha, so when I say means today's program, Karakramaha means program. Right? Karakramaha is pullinga word, like Ramaha. So Karakramaha. So this is a pulling word, that means program. So what is today's program? So here we want to say today's, belonging to today's program. So here we put the word Adyatana. Now there are two ways to do this, to use Adyatana with this Karakrama word. One is just without any, make it a single word actually. Karakrama, like this. So then there is no problem. You can just use Adyatana and just add that another second word and make it a single word. This is a compound word. There are many compound words. This may be easier to use, making it a compound word. Like Adyatana Karakrama, the whole thing becomes one word and it becomes a pullinga word. Now, if you want to ask what is today's news, the word for news is Varta, right? Word for news is Varta. So we can say Adyatana Varta. One word. One word like this. Adyatana Varta. So do not stop in between Adyatana Varta. Adyatana Karakrama. So this is fine. So note that both together become one word. Adyatana Karakrama. So the whole thing becomes a strilinga word as usual, like this, Varta. And this becomes Karakrama, whole thing becomes one pullinga word. Now, if you split it in between, then you need to take care of the lingam, vibhakti, vachanam, because this is an adjective, visheshanam. Visheshanam has some rules, that when it is a visheshanam, then whatever it is describing or attached to, it has to be in the same lingam, vachanam, and vibhakti. For example, Karakrama is there, so when we break it, if you want to break this Adyatana separately, use separately as a separate word, then Adyatana also should have the same lingam, vachanam, vibhakti as Karakrama. So what is the lingam of Karakrama?
Pullingam.
Pullingam. And in this example here, what is the vachanam and vibhakti? Like Rama. What is the vibhakti? Prathama vibhakti, right? First case ending.
Prathama, yeah.
First case ending. And what is the vachanam? What is the number? Ekavachanam, singular. So now Adyatana also should have the same form. So it has to be pullingam, it has to be ekavachanam, and it has to be prathama vibhakti, because it is now describing this Karakrama. So now Adyatana, if we separate it as a separate word, then it becomes Adyatana. Adyatana Karakrama. Okay, anyway, so you know that Adyatana Karakrama. Like this, it has to be written or said. If you combine it without break, single word, you don't have to worry about adding the visarga, what is lingam, vachanam, etc. because it becomes one word. Okay, now, what about this Varta? Varta is Trilingam. Now, if you separate this Adyatana, so how will it change? Now, Adyatana in Strilinga Rupam, it is becomes Adyatani, like Nadi Shabda, not like A ending. So these things has to be taken care. These things have to be taken care. What will be the form if it is in the Strilinga word? Some adjectives, when they are Strilinga, they end in A, like Rama. But when some of them they end in like E, Dirgha E, like Nadi. So adyatana ends in adyatani, becomes adyatani, not adyatana. So adyatani varta is today's news, if you want to break it. Because varta is strilinga, this becomes strilinga, adyatani. Because varta is, in this example, varta we are using it in prathama vibhakti ekavachanam. So adyatani, like nadi, also has to be in the prathama vibhakti ekavachanam. So it is adyatani. Now if you want to say, we'll say one example. So we want to say, please read today's news. So let's start with the Kriyapadam. Who wants to try this one? What is the Kriyapadam for?
Pathati.
Bhavan, for you, Bhavan, we are asking or requesting, suppose you. So for you, we use Bhavan, if it is a pullingam. So let's assume that we are asking from your friend, who is a male. Bhavan, what is the word for read? Kriyapadam.
Patati.
Yeah, Pathati is present tense. Bhavan Pathati. We can use Pathati also.
Or we can use patatu. Maybe.
Yeah, Pathatu for requesting. Yeah. Or ordering. Bhavan Pathatu. So you read. So now question comes, what? Yeah. So what are we asking him to read? News.
News.
So news. What is the word for news? Varta. Now we want, this Varta is not doing the reading work here. Bhavan is reading, so Bhavan is in the Prathama Vibhakti. And Varta is object here, right? Varta, like Bhavan Pustakam Pathatu. So similarly, this has to be in the Ditiya Vibhakti, object. Right? Bhavan Kim Pathatu. Bhavan. What is the Ditiya Vibhakti? Second case ending for Varta. Help. Anyone? Like Uma, Rama. Or like this Akarant, right? I'm feeling the A. In the last homework you all did, right? Last homework. Wasn't there a Akarant ending? What is the Shikshika, you said? Shikshika, second case ending.
Ow. Ow. No. Second case ending is not ow. I'm sorry, what was the question?
Yeah, second case ending tau. Are you saying tau?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, tau is,
Sorry,
yeah, tau is, yeah, it's okay. So tau is a second case ending for saha. If it is saha, that is a second saha, then this is not the second case ending, it is a dvivachana. Anybody? Jyani, Vivekananda. What is the second case ending of Shikshika? Ditiya Vibhakti.
Vartam. That has to be in Ekavachanam or Bahuvachanam, this Varta.
Ekavachanam. No.
Varta.
In English it looks like Bahuvachanam. Here, if you want to put in Bahuvachanam, no problem. You can put Bahuvachanam. We can put, it doesn't have to be. We will Varta.
Bhakti.
Bahuvachanam? Veena, are you saying Bahuvachanam?
Yeah. Or
Bahuvachanam.
Vartaha, no?
Yeah, Vartaha.
Vartaha.
Bahuvachanam Vartaha.
But if
So,
it is the second
yeah.
one, then it will be
Ditya
Varte.
Dvivachanam is Varte.
Yeah, Dvivachanam.
There are two news pieces. But we want to just say Vartam or Vartaha. Vartaha, note that Vartaha, because it is stealing the word ending in R. Vartaha is the Dvitiya Vibhakti, second case ending Bahuvachana form. Don't confuse this with the Brahmaha, Pratama Vibhakti. It looks same. But in this case, it is a second case ending. Anyway, so let's put Vartam here. Bhavan Vartam Pathatu. This is our sentence. That is our whiteboard. Yes. Okay. So we have Bhavan Vartam
Sanjeevji, I didn't get it. Why are we using Vartam? I didn't get why we are using Vartam.
Sorry, say that again.
I didn't get why we are using Vartam.
Vartam, because it is a second case ending. It is object, right? Because we are asking the person to read the news.
Okay.
Like if you want to ask the person to read a book, so we use pustakam. Pustakam we are using an object form, right? In a sentence it is an object, it's not a subject. So what is the second case ending of Varta? Varta is like Rama. So again, if you go to these tables, you will see, right? Here, where are the tables? So if it's like Rama, so you go to Rama table, like Varta, you see here,
Okay,
Ramam.
Yeah.
Second case is Ramam. Yeah. So, Bhavan Vartam Pathatu. So we have this, you read the news. Now we want to say today's news, right? That is what we are heading to. Today's news. So what are we going to say?
Adya Vartam.
Adyatana. Only Adya is just today. Adyatana Vartam. So you can add one word here, Adyatana, and make it a single word. Adyatana Vartam. Together, no problem. It becomes a compound word, Adyatana Vartam. But if we want to keep it separate, like we want to use Adyatana, use separate word, then what will happen now is, because Vartam is a Strilinga word, second case ending, Ekavachanam. So all these have to be followed in this Adyatana also, because Adyatana is now the adjective of Vartam. So in the Strilinga we know that it is Adyatani, right? The Moola Shabda or the base word for Strilinga for Adyatana is like Adyatani. It's like Nadi. So now Nadi word in the second case ending and Ekavachanam, what will be the form?
Adyatanihi.
No, for Nadi, what is the form?
Nadihi.
Nadim.
No. Nadim. Second case ending, Nadim. So similarly, this becomes Adya. If the base word is Adyatani, like Nadi, second case ending becomes Adyatanim.
Gachati. So Bhavan Adyatani Vartam Pachatu. This will be the sentence. If we want to keep the Adyatani separately. So this is something you need to be aware. If you want to use the word separately as an adjective, they have to be in the same lingam, that is gender, and vachanam, number, and vibhakti, case ending. They should have the same, all these three characters, three factors should be same as the word they are describing. So today is of today. So of today describing the Varta. Varta belongs to today, right? That becomes an adjective. If we say only Adya, then what does the meaning, what does the sentence mean? Bhavan Adya Vartam Pachatu. What does that mean?
He is reading the news today.
Yeah. You read the news today. Means today you read the news, not today's news. Just we are saying you read the news today. Adya Vartam Pachatu. Okay. So similarly, we can use Hastana, Shastana also if you want to. Moving on to next topic. So next on the list of our case endings, so we looked at the Prathama, first case ending, means which acts as a subject in a sentence, and second case ending, Ditiya Vibhakti, acts as an object in a sentence. Tritiya, third case ending, acts as an instrument or with help in a sentence. And now fourth case ending, which in summary we have already seen that before, but few more examples here, which is called in English the dative case. So example here. Nripaha sevakaya phalam yachati. Again, look at the Kriyapadam first. Kriyapadam is yachati. Yachati means gives. The question obviously you have to ask, kaha yachati? Who gives? Nripaha. Who will be in the Prathama Vibhakti, that is the subject. So Nripaha is the king. Nripaha yachati. So question, if you ask the question, kim yachati, what he gives? The answer here is, in this example, here it is phalam yachati. Nripaha phalam yachati. He gives fruit. And that phalam is in Ditiya Vibhakti, second case. And then to whom he is giving. Now to whom he is giving comes in the Chaturthi or the fourth case ending, Chaturthi Vibhakti. So here he is giving it to servant. So that is here Sevakaya. Nripaha Sevakaya phalam yachati. So mostly you will find this Chaturthi Bhakti in a sentence when there is some kind of giving action. He is giving to whom or giving for whom. He is giving something, somebody is giving something. So to whom? So that to whom thing comes in the Chaturthi Bhakti. So yachati is one such Kriyapadam. Another one is like dadati, which I think we have heard, right? Dadati. Dadati also means the same thing, yachati. So Nrupaha phalam dadati, instead of yachati, we can use dadati also. So to whom, if you ask the question, to whom? Sevakaya. Sevakaya phalam dadati. So those examples are shown here. Now there is another way to use this Chaturthi Bhakti, fourth case. Like that is the second example here. Balaha Gachati is a base sentence. Balaha, he goes. Again, where does he go? Gramam Gachati. Balaha Gramam Gachati. Now there is another word added here, Annaya. Annaya Gachati means for what? For what purpose? Gachati is not like Yachati or Dadati. It is not giving, but it is going. But for what purpose? For what purpose he is going? So that can be also in Chaturthi Bhakti, fourth case here. So Balaha Annaya Gramam Gachati. For the purpose of Anna, Anna here it is food or Bhojanam. So if it is Bhojanam, it will be Bhojanaya. Balaha Bhojanaya Gramam Gachati. The next sentence is Vanaraha. Vanaraha Gachati. Kutra Gachati.
So in the first two sentences, what's the question? Like is it a kasmai? Kasmai?
Kasmai, huh? If you're asking it in Sanskritam, yeah. If you ask kaha, then you get this answer. Kaha yachati, rupaha yachati, kim yachati, phalam yachati, kasmai yachati, sevakaya yachati. Question?
Applies also to the second one. It applies also to the second one.
Sorry, I didn't know.
Second sentence also is the same question.
Yeah, same question. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Kasmai. Now, yeah, that is also a good question what you asked. Now, in the second case, instead of Kasmai also you can ask, but we can also ask another question, which is generally when we talk and we use Kimartham. Kimartham Gachati. Kimartham literally means for what purpose. Kimartham. Kim Artham. There are two words together, one word. Kimartham. So Kimartham means for what purpose. This is the most frequently used in such cases you will find instead of Kasmai. Balaha Kimartham Gramam Gachati. For what purpose he is going? The answer will can be two ways again. We can use Annaya or we can also use Annartham. So we can use this Anna combined with this Artham only. Because Kim Artham you are asking, so I'll say Annartham. Annartham literally means for the purpose of this food. Annam means food. For the purpose of food is going. Annartham. So similarly, if we say Balakaha to study, so if we say Pathanaya, Balaha Pathanaya Gramam Gachati. Pathanam is reading. So if you ask Balaha Kimartham Gramam Gachati Pathanaya, or we can also say Pathanartham. So these are also common usages. Balakaha Pathanartham Gramam or Shalam Gachati. So Vanaraha Ashramam Gachati. Kimartham Gachati. Phalaya Gachati. Look at the few sentences here. Let's try some sentences. Krishna goes for a fruit. Okay. Anybody want to try this? Krishna goes. That is the base sentence you have to form for. Krishna goes.
Kaha gachati.
And that is the question. Kaha gachati is the question. Krishna gachati is the answer.
Krishna.
And we want to add for a fruit. Kimartham gachati.
Kimartham.
Palaya.
Palaya.
Palaya. Or another way of saying is palartham. Palaya or palartham. Palartham. Similarly, the boy comes for food. This one.
Balaka agachati for anaya.
Yeah. Balaha, good. Balaha agachati annaya. You can say like that also, but you can also interchange the word here. Balaha annaya agachati. Both are fine. Correct one.
Anartham. Anartham too?
Yeah, annartham. Yes. Balaha annartham agachati. Next one is the king goes to the hermitage for a food. Here, hermitage is ashrama. Ashram.
Nirvaha ashamartham. Nirvaha ashamaya or ashamartham gachati.
That is for a fruit.
Palaya.
Palaya.
Yeah. So then Nrupaha gachati, that is our base sentence. Putra gachati is the question now. Where is he going? Palaya is the for what? Like for what purpose? Kasmai or kimartham gachati, palaya gachati. Or palartham gachati. Nrupaha palartham gachati. Putra gachati.
Ashamayaha.
Not ashramaya. Remember, gachati needs the karma padam. So this should be in what vibhakti. Where is he going?
Dvitiya.
Yeah, Dvitiya.
Ashramam.
There is Dvitiya for ashrama. Nobody?
Ashramam.
Yeah, ashramam. Ashramam. So, what is the full sentence now? Read again. Complete sentence. Nrupaha Vivekananda.
Nrupaha gachati. Carry on, Meena.
The Nrupaha ashramam palartham gachati.
Yeah. Nrupaha ashramam palartham gachati. Good. This next one, Rama gives food to the servant. Ramaha
Yachati Anam Sevakaya.
Yes. Ramaha yachati annam sevakaya. Ramaha yachati, this is the word. Kim yachati, what is he giving? Food. Annam,
Food.
that is Siya. And Katmai yachati, Chaturthi. Fourth case. Sevakaya. Sevakaya is servant. Rama gives food to the servant. So, you can try a couple of other sentences later. Now the next one is also simple. The fifth case ending, which we already kind of seen before. Atra udaharanam asti. Udaharanam is example. Atra udaharanam asti. Buddha asanat uttishati. Buddha, there is a scholar. Buddha means somebody with knowledge, able person. Buddha asanat uttishati. The base again sentence, kriyapadam, is uttishati. Uttishati means stands up, rises up. So now, Buddha uttishati, rises up from. So this fifth case ending indicates from. From where he is rising up. From where this from, especially from, wherever the from is used, mostly this fifth case ending is used. And all the fifth case ending here is, they are referring to the words which are like Rama, like Akaranta Pullinga. So for different other words, the fifth case ending form could be different. So you can again refer to the table, like if it is like Shala, like Akaranta Strilinga, this ending in A. So then the word, the fifth case ending will be just add Yaha. So, for example, here first sentence is Buddha asanat uttisthati, he is rising from the seat. The second one is Phalam rukshat patati. So from, patati is falling. The phalam, fruit, falls from where it is falling. So note that wherever this rukshat, fifth case ending is there, you will usually see a separation of one object from the another object. When we say phalam rukshat patati, ruksha is stationary and this phala is doing the falling action away from the tree. So there is a moving away action where there is a fifth case ending, okay, mostly. This is one of the uses, one of the roles which the fifth case ending words play. So when we have Buddha asanat uttisthati, so there is a rising up action, and Buddha is rising up, and he is rising up means what? He is getting away, separating from that seat. Asana. Asanat uttisthati, rukshat patati. Similarly, Ramaha, gramat gacchati. So gramat, from the village, he is moving away, going away. There is separation. Ramaha goes away from the village. And Rupaha gajat patati, king falls from the elephant. Similarly, if we are saying,
So the question would be like Buddha kasmat uttishtati.
yes, yeah. If you want to ask the question word is kasmat here. Yes, right.
Is there any other question word like we had for the fourth case?
Huh? Another question word?
Any other question word like we had for the fourth case?
No. There is another form of question word is there, but we'll see it a little bit later. Or I can just write it here. Kutaha. Okay, Kutaha. Kutaha also means from where. So these are similar words, Kutaha and Kasmat. So Buddhaha asanat uttishtati. So these are one. So if you want to say, I come from home, or I am coming from home. So how do we say that? What is the word for I?
Aham.
Coming. What is the word for coming?
Agacchati.
Agacchami.
Aham agacchami.
Home. From home.
Gruham.
Gruham is the base word. Now we want to apply the fifth case ending.
Agachat. Agachat.
Yeah. Agachati can be used if it is somebody else, because now it is aham. Because it is aham, I have to use agachami. Aham agachami. If it is somebody else like balakaha, then we can use balakaha agachati. Because it is aham, I will use agachami. Now, from where? From house, from home. So gruha is the base word.
Gruhat.
Yeah, gruhat. So if you look at the table again, you will see gruhat. So this gruha is like phala word, phalam. So phalat, gruhat, similar. So aham gruhat agachami. So I am coming from home. No. If you look at few examples here, so let's take a simple one here. A horse goes from the sea. So horse, what is the word for horse?
Ashvaha.
Ashvaha. Goes, what is the word for goes?
Gacchati.
Gacchati. So now we want to add from the sea. Word for sea is
Samundra.
Samudraha.
Samudrat.
Samudrat. Samudrat. Like Ramashabda. Samudrat. Ashvaha samudrat gacchati. Horse goes from the sea. Now we will go to the last one. The son takes away a fruit for the king. This is actually fourth case ending example. Let's take change it to from. Just for example, a son takes away fruit from the king. Son.
Putraha.
Putraha.
Harati.
Harati.
Phalam. Nirupaya. Nirupaya.
For, if it is for, it will be nupaya. If it is from,
Nirupat.
yeah, nupat. Putraha nupat phalam harati. You can put it in this way, order also, but generally when we talk for ease of understanding, we start with putraha subject and we put nupat. Putraha nupat phalam harati, or putra phalam nupat harati. And usually put this harati or a verb at the end, subject at the beginning. Putraha phalam nupat harati, or putraha nupat phalam, something like that. Any question on the topics discussed so far today? We will look at names of the days, in a week. And adya, shvaha, parashvaha, hyaha, parahyaha, adyatana, shvastana, and hyastana. Then fourth case ending and fifth case ending. Fourth case ending, we saw two kinds of usages. Like one is for, or to whom something is being given, and then what is the purpose, second use, phalartham or phalaya or gramaya, something like that. Annaya gramam gacchati, annartham gramam gacchati, aham dhanartham karyam karomi, like that. For the purpose of money, and karyam karomi, I work, like that. So, okay, should we stop here? Adya viramamaha, punaha milamaha. Kada milamaha, kada means when? Agrima saptahe or
Shanivasara.
Shanivasare milamaha. Dhanyavadah, namaskaraha.
Dhanyavadaha.
Dhanyavadaha, namaskaraha, Sanjeevji, and everyone else.
Namaskaraha.
Good job, everyone. Oh my goodness.